Welcome to Entertainment with Less. When we believed that everyone had moved on, that the conflict between Chris Rock and Will Smith had been resolved, that was revealed to be a massive deception by all three parties. The events at the 2022 Oscars are no longer relevant to anyone concerned. Least of all Chris Rock, who chose to make light of the situation by making jokes about it rather than confronting the Smiths directly or filing a lawsuit. The most recent stand-up comedy from Chris Rock available on Netflix is definitely worth mentioning, especially in light of Jada Pinkett Smith's hijab in this video. We'll be exposing Chris Rock's most recent move in the wake of his Oscars brawl with Will Smith, and Jada Pinkett Smith's response to her family's new employment. So make sure to read all the way to the end, because number 1 will undoubtedly surprise you. Before we start, don't forget to click the subscribe button and leave a comment. I've signed up too. Let's get started. I will personally respond to your comment. Number 5, the cause of the conflict between Chris Rock and General Pinkett and Chris Rock. For almost 26 years, Jada Pinkett Smith and I have been good friends. But all changed on Oscars award night in 2022 when Chris Rock was smacked in the face by Will Smith, who had charged to the state. The face for joking around that he thought was disrespectful to his wife. Like every Oscars award night, the entire event got underway. But for the millions of people who saw the atrocity committed by Will Smith that evening, it ended on a terrible note. Nobody could have predicted the moment when he smacked Chris Rock would become the most infamous in the history of any Oscars event. We don't believe Will Smith's conduct toward Chris Rock. Will Smith is the cause, then. The bond between Jada Pinkett Smith and Chris Rock dates back to the early 1990s, when Will Smith starred as the title character in the hit sitcom Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Due to Jada Pinkett Smith's height, there was a link created between her and the character during the audition. Despite the fact that Will Smith was still wed to Sherry Zampino at the time, the two were together, therefore serving as Will Smith's initial point of contact. On the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air set was Jada Pinkett Smith. Chris Rock and were also there on the platform. Their initial contact was with Jada Pinkett Smith. That connection persisted up until 2016, when Chris Rock criticized Jada Pinkett Smith for skipping the 2016 Oscars ceremony due to a lack of diversity. As the event unfolded, Chris Rock was appointed the host of the 2016 Oscars and claimed that Jada Pinkett Smith had advised him not to attend the ceremony because Will Smith wasn't recognized for his role in Concussion. Chris Rock also made a dig at the Smiths in his opening remarks. He went one step further by criticizing Will Smith for collecting a whopping $20 million for the film Wild Wild West, despite the film's appalling box office success in the eyes of many. 2016 demonstrations against Jada Pinkett Smith. What transpired in 2022 at the same Oscars event was put in motion by Chris Rock's portrayal of Will Smith. Number 4, one of the major highlights of the 2022 Oscars, and one that will leave a lasting stain on the event, was the unforgettable moment. Will Smith smacking Chris Rock during the awards show, though. The Oscars were revived in 2022 by a single deed, and the news quickly spread throughout the globe. Chris Rock and Will Smith have been friends for almost 3 decades, apart from their roles in movies. Chris Rock once bragged about co-starring in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, that no matter what, he would never be able to laugh about particular people. Barack Obama is one of the individuals whose no-go zones for humor were at stake. And Brad Pitt. In a 2009 interview with CNN, Will Smith, "The Obama is one of those guys," according to the star of Madagascar. Similar to Will Smith, there are no jokes about Will Smith. You know, there are no jokes about Brad Pitt. "Oh, you used to do it with Jennifer Aniston," is what you're going to say. This time, you use Angelina Jolie. You are such an idiot. 8 years have passed. In 2022, it seems Chris Rock no longer thinks highly of Will Smith. The peculiar connection between. On Oscars award night in 2022, the two stars first gained attention. Aired live on March 12 with a global audience. What was occurring in the renowned Los Angeles Dolby Theater studio? the controversy itself began. Before declaring the winner, before Chris Rock took the stage to give the award for Outstanding Documentary Feature, Chris Rock mentioned the competition. Jada Pinkett Smith is seated to the right of her husband Will Smith. There he turned her into the punchline of his joke by likening the actress's sluggish haircut to that of G.I. Jane. Then I turned to face Jada Pinkett. Smith's reaction makes it plain that she didn't view Chris Rock's response as a joke, and that she was aware Jada Pinkett Smith was upset. The King Richard performer stormed onto the stage. He was either going to hug Chris Rock or talk to him. However, most people initially believed that when he smacked him, everyone saw what he really meant. The incident was carefully planned. Because Chris Rock didn't respond negatively or mount a defense. "Keep my wife's name out of your mouth," Will Smith screamed back as he took a seat. In response, Chris Rock informed Will Smith, "Wow, man. A G.I. Jane joke, that is." Number 3, Will Smith's post-Oscars reaction to this lab, as expressed by Chris Rock. Chris Rock chose not to report the incident to the police. Sources close to the comedian claim. Chris Rock, they claimed, isn't considering Will Smith. Page 6 was informed by a different source. The iRobot actor should focus on that instead of suing, the source claimed. Due to the fact that his tour is commencing in Boston, Chris Rock is occupied with planning it. Number 2, Will Smith gets retaliated against by Chris Rock. According to Chris Rock, there is currently no legal action. But his behavior when Will Smith struck him on the Oscars stage in 2022. Selected indignation on Saturday night made the event very plain. It was Chris Rock's first comedy show since the Oscars, and he made history by being the first person to ever represent Netflix in a live streaming venture while wearing white and a royal medallion around his neck. Chris Rock warned his audience at the beginning of his opening monologue that he would make every effort not to poke fun of anyone that night. But the same night, Chris Rock made fun of the Kardashians, the U.S. Capitol riot, the Duchess of Sussex, and others. Now that the program was underway, he started to tell the audience a little bit about what truly happened on the 2022 Oscars award night, in particular his famous altercation in which Will Smith made a comparison to Will Smith. Chris Rock said that Will Smith performed unlike Muhammad Ali, who only served as he. New City of Jack. Chris Rock alluded to Will Smith's smash song from 1991, "It Still Hurts." "My ears started ringing like it was summer." However, it demonstrated to the audience that he was not a victim. In what appeared to be a direct jab at, he wasn't anticipating being mentioned on the opera or seeing Gayle cry. Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. In contrast to the couple, Chris Rock said, he didn't appear to have been entangled and wasn't cut. More harm was done to Will Smith by Jada Pinkett Smith. Speaking about why he didn't fight back against Will Smith at the 2022 Oscars, he said that he could never injure him. Award, said Chris Rock. He recalled what his parents had warned him: don't engage in combat in front of white people. Number 1, Chris Rock's response to Jada Pinkett. Following deliberate provocation. Whilst we continue to wait for a formal response from sources close to the actress and her husband, claim that neither Jada Pinkett Smith nor any of her representatives will make any statements anytime soon, because all that matters to the actress at this point is to put everything that happened at the 2022 Oscars behind her. That was also disclosed by the source. Another source claimed that Jada's only involvement in the situation was receiving taunts from Chris Rock. Jada Pinkett Smith is the subject of Chris Rock's obsession, which has lasted for almost 30 years. Lou Quarry decided to document his. Since then, she has been fixated on a Netflix special about Baltimore. The occurrence took place on March 28, 2022. In another interview on June 1, Jada Pinkett Smith stated that she wants to see Chris Rock and Will Smith put their feud behind them since the world needs them both right now. The actress from Madagascar added, right now, her health is receiving more of her attention, especially her struggle with baldness. She looks forward to assisting those who are afflicted with the ailment in spreading their message and sharing their experience, as well as informing others about the condition. Jada Pinkett Smith also underlined the significance of Will Smith and Chris Rock putting down their differences in order to create a united world. You can let us know what you thought of today's video now. Describe your thoughts in the comments box below. We bet you'll like the other videos if you liked the one we posted today that we have for you, so please don't be reluctant to click the like and subscribe buttons to receive updates on everything. Check out our incredible videos and click the notification bell so that you never have to miss a channel update. Check out this connected video to learn more about the entertainment. I'll see you in the following video.